Fire Blake Baker. I have no faith in this guy. When are we going to get rid of this guy? I'm not impressed by Blake Baker. I don't see us going to the next level if Manny keep Blake Baker. This guy is lost and should be coaching at a high school team. Now, those are not my words, but those are the words that are coming from Miami Hurricane fans when it comes to Blake Baker. These are comments that are left underneath his press conference. You guys have no faith in Blake.
Man, that's tough. You know, that's tough. Sir, that's tough, my nigga.
Hammer gang. Cause we always hit the nail on the head. So check this out, my Miami Hurricane fan. Today, press conference. Offensive coordinator Rhett Lashlee, defensive coordinator Blake Baker. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start this thing off with Blake Baker. I'm going to summarize this thing for you. Save you some time listening to all the jibber jab. They started off the interview with linebackers, McLeod, Jennings. Those are our two starters. They also talk about, Sam Brooks and Corey Flagg. No mentions of Avery Huff. It is what it is. Or Austin Cave, sorry. But this week they made point of attack tape for these guys. So, things that the guys need to work on, whether it's in man coverage or it's in zone. Now, he was also asked, what do you think he plays more of? Either it's man coverage or zone. And he says sometimes it's a little bit of 60 to 40, maybe 45, to 55. But the guys look good in either one, but they still need to be more aware when the ball is in the air, But for the most part, the guys does great, whether it's in man or zone. Now, he also speaks about NC State's quarterback, Hawkman, because as you guys know, their starter is out on a foot injury or ankle injury. So, Hawkman being a transfer out of Florida State is somebody that we got to keep an eye on. Now, NC State do run a 2-quarterback system at the moment, so we will keep an eye on the other guy, but Hawkman is the main target according to Baker. He also speak about our defensive line stepping up this game because NC State do have 2 good running backs. Zonovan Knight and Ricky Person Jr. So these 2 running backs must be contained at all time during the game if Miami wants to be successful on defense. Now, Blake also went on to say that, during this second half of the season, he do expect for the sacks, to start rolling in more because, he's comparing it to last season and he's saying he's not sure, but he thinks that the sacks did roll in around this time last season. So we'll see this coming, half of the season if we get more sacks. Now, the terms cutting it loose, go out there and cut it loose. That term was brought up today, so asked about that. What does cutting it loose mean for the linebackers to Blake Baker? Basically, go out there, play instinctively. Play what your mind is telling you. Don't hold back, Now, what if your mind is telling you blitz, and then they throw it right across the middle and your spot is like wide open, cutting it loose. Just play your assignment, people. At the podium, we got my boy, Rhett Lashlee. First question's up. What does he think the challenges are for the 3-3-5 defense? He said the 3-3-5 defense plays to NC State's advantage because they have 3 great linebackers. And they got a lot of length in the backfield, in their DBs. Now, Rhett Lashlee was asked about 3rd down conversions compared to last season and what does he see is going, better for Miami right now because we're rated a lot better this season than we was last season. He said basically, running plays and getting into manageable 3rd downs, because if you have 3rd down and 11, 3rd down and 12 and stuff like that, you're going to really have a difficult time converting. But if it's short yardage situations where it's, easy to pick up some yard running or whether it is by the quarterback or, a short pass, then, it'll be a lot better. But he's not quite sure on what happened last season. As you guys know, he was not here.
No shit.
We had Dan Enos. Now, when asked, what would the goal be for third down conversions, what would his target be? It's basically 45% or better. As you guys know, third down conversion for teams in the college football is not that great. The percentages are not that great. Teams do convert third down here and there, but trust me, the percentages, most teams are not even above 50% or even close. So 45% or better. Brevin Jordan. When asked about Brevin Jordan, Rhett Lashlee had this to say. He's glad that Brevin Jordan is healthy and ready to come back into the lineup and play for us, and that he has faith that him and Will Mallory will do a great job. Now, he did mention that in the beginning of the season that Brevin Jordan had some great numbers, had some great catches against, Louisville, Florida State. He hopes that Brevin Jordan come back and pick it up right where he left off. Now, when asked about NC State giving up over 300 yards of running on the ground against North Carolina, Rhett Lashlee said basically that, that 3-3-5 defense kind of give you that, that extra space to get things done, especially if you open up the passing game first and then start running the ball. Not necessarily saying that we're going to run the ball down their throat or giving up our game plan or anything like that, but there's a lot of room for our running backs to eat this game. That defense is weak on the run. He didn't say it was weak on the run. I said it was weak on the run.
Okay.
Now, Rhett was asked about Mike Harley's big week last week. Well, the week before. And he was saying basically he wants that to be the standard. He wants that not to be a big night. He wants that to be a regular thing for Miami. We don't have to go and say, dang, look at this. You did this, you did that. No, this is something that we do on a regular basis. So moving forward, he hopes that this is, continues. Whether it's Mike Harley or other receivers, we want this to be the standard on a weekly basis. He also said that the guys did not do anything extra, anything extra. They've been working hard. They just got to go out on the field and execute the way they've been working hard in practice. Now, Rhett was asked basically about competition at wide receiver. As you guys know, competition at wide receiver has continued. It has not stopped. All wide receiving position, week in and week out, will be competition. Will be whoever does the best will be starting. There's no starters here. Competition. He was asked about the younger guys getting in there, and he said he's seen a lot of stride in the younger guys, but they just got to continue to do what they're doing. The little things count, and, hopefully in the future, you'll see more of these guys. But competition should make you feel uncomfortable in a good way.